Good afternoon, everyone. It's William. I'm ready to do a little survey. So this time, I prepared some questions concerning English subject. So I hope that this can be an aid to those aspiring professional teachers. I want you to join with me in answering each question. Using your paper or pen, okay? And it can be so using your so pen book. So right after every question, you have some topics to discuss concerning each of the questions. Each of the questions, sorry, each of the questions that I will reveal, okay, later on. So, so I think you can start now. And I hope you can join with me. So I will share my screen now, prepared screen. So this time, um, right after the discussion, so I have a follow-up question concerning the topic that I will be discussed. Okay po, so ganun po yung setup naman this time. This will be my first, no, this will be my third time to do this online review, and I hope you will get benefit from this. Okay, and I am hoping as well that this will help you, okay, in your future examination. Ano po? So, ayan.
Thanks. I'm going to run faster than people run. Ready?
I will give you 30 seconds to answer each question. Okay po? So, after you answered it, so I will reveal the correct answer. Ayan. Let's have question number 1. If Nico's father is Rom's son, what relation has Nico to Romy? A. Sister. B. Grandson. C. Niece. D. Granddaughter. I'll repeat the question. If Nico's father is Romy's son, what relation has Nico to Romy? A. Sister. B. Grandson. C. Niece. D. Granddaughter. So, you can answer now. So here is the countdown. Okay, time is up. I will repeat the question. If Nico's father is Romy's son, what relation has Nico to Romy? A. Sister. B. Grandson. C. Niece. D. Granddaughter. The correct answer is letter B. Grandson. Okay. So you're going to look at this question. So, di ba, if you already memorized about family relationship. So, maiisip mo, ang dali-dali lang naman ang mga ganitong klase ng question. But then, these questions or this kind of question makes you confused. Diba? So, sometimes this question is a tricky one. So, now let us discuss about relationship. A relationship is the way two or more people are connected or the way they behave toward each other. So, connected by what? Connected by blood. Diba? So, we are referring to family members. So, if we're going to look back, the question, okay? So, Nico's father is Romi's son. So, let us look at the diagram. Please, please, please. I am doing something, please. Please. Nico's father is Romi's son. So let us look at the diagram. So if this is Nico, this is the father, of course, the grandparent or grandfather of Nico is this one. I'll be using the highlighter. So ayan po, gamit tayo ng highlighter. So this is the grandfather. This is Nico. And the person who is carrying Nico is his father, Romy. So meaning to say, ano daw ba yung relasyon? What is the relationship or what is the relationship of Nico? What is the relationship of Nico to Romy's father? Or what is the relationship of, let us go back to the question, what is the relationship of Nico to Romy? So makikita nga natin sa diagram, so it tells that Nico, okay, for example, this is Nico, di ba? This is Nico. So matik, Nico is the grandson. Okay. So yun yung relationship nila. So Nico is the grandson, of course, of father of Romy. Di ba? Kasi apo si Nico. Okay. So as what I said a while ago, so minsan this type of question is neglected. Bakit? Kasi naiisip natin na madali lang siya. Lalo pa at familiar tayo dun sa mga terminologies when it comes to family members. But then, this kind of question can be considered tricky. Okay? Kasi based on the construction of the question itself. So it makes you think, okay, critically on thinking on what is the best answer. Di ba? Iisipin mo talaga ano ba yung pinakatamang sagot. Okay? Doon sa question. So now, let's have the basic family members. So listed. Okay? Listed are the terminologies concerning family members. So I will not read this one by one. Okay? So you can capture it if you want. You can take a shot if you want. Ayan po. So ayan. So here, grandson. Diba? Dito yung kay Nico. Somebody's sons or daughter's son. Ayan. So since Romy or since the father of Romy, di ba kanina, father ng Romy yung tinutukoy kung kaano-ano ni Nico. So meaning to say, maglolo sila. Apo nung tatay ni Romy, si Nico. So grandson siya. Di ba po? So ayan. So here are other terms concerning basic family members. You can capture this. Ayan po. Okay? Ayan. So, ayan yung mga terminologies that you need to understand, you need to study, but then hindi lang po kailangan na sa ulo mo lang. Hindi lang kailangan na sa ulo mo yung mga terminologies when it comes to family members. What important is you know how to analyze, okay? How to think, okay, of the best answer. Kasi minsan nga, it will make you confused, di ba? Ano ba talaga nga? Magkaano-ano nga ba talaga sila? So ano nga ba yung relationship nila? So yun kasi minsan yung problema doon, di ba? So kaya kailangan, hindi po katulad ng sinasabi ko rin before, hindi mahalaga na halimbawa, this is the question, sa ulo mo yung sagot at tanong. Or sa ulo mo yung tanong sa sagot. Or sagot sa tanong. Diba? Sa ulo mo yung tanong at saka sagot. Hindi po kasi ganun. So dapat you have an understanding concerning the topic behind that particular question. So hindi maaari na sa ulo ka lang ng sa ulo. What if yung napabigay dun sa exam ay hindi naman mismo yung sinaulo mo? So what important is you have to know the concept behind it. You have to know the topic behind it. Okay? Question number 2. Alnix is playing with Nixie, who is a daughter of Arlene, whom a daughter of Glenn, his father. What relation has Alnix to Nixie? I repeat the question. Alnix is playing with Nixie, who is a daughter of Arlene, whom a daughter of Glenn, his father. What relation has Alnix to Nixie? Guys, this is just a follow-up question concerning with the topic that I discussed a while ago. Okay po? So, follow-up question lang to. So, tingnan natin. So, how can you arrive with the best answer? So, katulad nga po na sinabi ko kanina, it does not important that you just memorize facts. What important is you understand the topic. So, kung paano mo ba naintindihan yung topic. So, ibig sabihin, pag alam mo yung topic, paligoy-ligoyin ka man. Okay? When it comes to structure or construction of the question, magkakaiba man ng atake, yung construction ng question, masasagot at masasagot mo. Kasi you understand the topic. So, yun yung mahalaga doon. Hindi kailangan sa ulo lang natin, ano? So, hindi kailangan sa ulo lang. Okay? So, here are the options. A, cousin. B, sister. C, sister-in-law. D, aunt. A, cousin. B, sister. C, sister-in-law. D, aunt. You can answer now and I will give you the countdown. Okay. All right. So, time is up. So, I'll repeat again the question. Alex is playing with Nixie, who is a daughter of Arlene, whom a daughter of Glenn, his father. What relation has Alex to Nixie? A, cousin. B, sister. C, sister-in-law. D, aunt. Are you ready now? I will reveal the answer, of course. The answer is letter D, aunt. So, ibig sabihin, tiyahin, ano? Tiyahin si Alnix ni Nixie. Okay po, di ba? You will get confused. Di ba? Kapag ganito yung tanong. Kasi hindi naman po pwede na definition of terms. You will just give the answer. Wala naman kasing ganun sa exam. Di ba? Ang exam naman is multiple choice. And you have to think. You have to think critically. You have to analyze. You have to use your analytical thinking para makapagsagot. Di ba? So, kaya nga katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, hindi kailangan na memorize mo lang. Kailangan na iintindihan mo yung tanong. Okay? Moving on to the next. That's a question number 3. So, the next question is different from the other one kasi hindi na to about sa family relationship. Are you ready? So, sige. Here is the question. What figure of speech is used in the lines below? His bright eyes rolled, they never seemed to settle, and glittered like the flowers beneath a kettle from Geoffrey Chaucer, the Canterbury Tales. What figure of speech is used in the lines below? His bright eyes rolled, they never seemed to settle, and glittered like the flowers beneath a kettle from or by Geoffrey Chaucer, the Canterbury Tales. A. Personification. B. Metaphor. C. Simile. D. Hyperbole. A. Personification. B. Metaphor. C. Simile. D. Hyperbole. Your timer starts now. Okay, time is up. So let's have the answer. I will repeat the question. I will read again the question. What figure of speech is used in the lines below? His bright eyes rolled, they never seemed to settle, and glittered like the flowers beneath the kettle by Geoffrey Chaucer, the Canterbury Tales. A. Personification. B. Metaphor. C. Simile. D. Hyperbole. The answer is letter C, simile. Okay. Did you get the correct answer? I hope so. So, sana nakakuha nyo yung tamang sagot. Diba? So, bakit simile? So, we will discuss this later on. So, bakit simile yung tamang sagot? Is there a cue word? Minsan kasi, you know guys, in every question kasi, minsan may cue word that will lead you to the right answer. So yun kasi yung kagandahan minsan if you know how to analyze each question. Kapag marunong ka mag-analyze, keyword pa lang, okay, alam ko na yung sagot. Di ba ganun naman kasi tayo minsan. Sa keyword pa lang, alam na natin kung ano yung tamang sagot. Alam na natin kung ano yung pinakatama sa mga sagot. Diba? Kasi minsan, the best of the best ang kailangan mong piliin. Minsan may pagkakataon, bakit lahat tama yung options? But then, come to think of it, na ang kailangan mong ibigay, ang kailangan mong isagot ay yung pinakatama. The best of the best. Okay, so sana tama yung sagot nyo dito, di ba? If you are going to look back on this topic, which is figure of speech, diba? High school pa lang. Ako kasi high school pa lang ako noon. Na-touch na namin to. Or na-discuss na to ni teacher nung high school ako. Kaya nga lang, nung high school ako, ang tanda ko lang, simile, metaphor, personification, yun lang yung tatlo na natatandaan ko way back then. So, ayan po. Now, let us discuss about figure of speech. Okay? Wait lang po. Okay, going back, so naklik ko yung countdown, naklik ko yung timer. So, ayan. Now, as what I said, so let us discuss about figure of speech for you to understand more about this. So, bakit ba simile yung sagot? Tingnan natin. What is figure of speech? It is an integral part of any language which is used extensively not only in our day-to-day speech but also in written text and oral literature. These are words or phrases used in a distinctive way to produce a rhetorical effect. So when we say figure of speech, it adds flavor. For example, to a certain piece, to an article. It is a phrase, of course, or as well, whose actual meaning is different from its literal meaning. So the meaning is not directly stated. Okay? So you think out of the box, di ba? You need to think critically, okay, kapag figure of speech na yung pinag-uusapan natin. Okay? Because it will not give you the literal meaning, okay? It will, but it will give you a chance to think more of what is the best or suited answer kapag figure of speech yung pinag-uusapan. So we have types of figure of speech. So I have here 10. Personification, metaphor, simile, alliteration, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, euphemism, irony, anaphora, and apostrophe. So, di ba, take a look. Apostrophe. So, yeah, that is part of figures of speech. That is one of the types of figures of speech. Di ba? When you say apostrophe, it can be associated or it can be together with period, di ba? Marks, punctuation marks. Okay. Moving on. When we say personification, okay, tanggalin ko muna yung background music. Tanggalin muna natin Ayan. So when we say personification, it is a figure of speech that attributes human nature or human qualities to abstract or inanimate objects. So it can be human nature or human qualities. Okay? Which can be compared with inanimate objects. So here are the examples. So I provided already the examples for you to understand more about it. Dancing lips. Okay. So it is part of personification. Howling wind. The plants in her house silently begged to be watered. So usually, di ba? So who begged, for example, who begged for forgiveness? Di ba? Sino ba ang ganon? Di ba? Tao. Di ba? That can be considered as human quality. Di ba? The opportunity knocked at his door. So who usually knocked at the door? Diba? So, kaya nga sinabi when we say personification, so it can be attributed to human nature. Ito nga. We do have human nature or human qualities. Okay, mga bagay na tao yung usually gumagawa, but then it can be associated with inanimate things. Okay? Moving on to the next, we do have metaphor. It is a figure of speech that is used for implying a comparison. So, ayan. There is comparison as well between two things that have something in common, but different from each other. So they have something in common, but of course they differed, okay, with each other. Examples: it is raining cats and dogs. Okay, raining cats and dogs, and he is the star of our class. Okay, so meaning to say a person is being compared with other thing. So they have something in common. For example, in sentence number 2, star. So meaning to say the brightest. For example, when it comes to honor students, di ba? So yung pinakamatalino, the best among the rest. So when it is being compared with the star, so the brightest among all, among them all. Okay? Moving on, simile. So ito, nung high school ako, SKL nung high school ako, so pag nakita ko yung term na to or yung itong mga terms na to, sabi ko, okay, yun na yung sagot. Without further reading of the statement or statement or ano ba yun? Sentence. So, hindi na. I just looking for the keywords or keyword, So, eto. Ayan. Yung as or like. Okay. So, when we say simile, so as well, there is a comparison of two things. Okay. So, they differed from each other or they differ from each other, but they have similar qualities. So, same with the previous one. So, magkaiba, may pagkakaiba at may pagkakapareho. Okay? Kaya nga lang dito, there are keywords. Okay? Namely, as, or, and like. He is as brave as a lion. So, the keyword here is as. Look, for example, the bravery of a person, okay, is compared with a lion. Diba? Yung tao, ganito kasi, it goes this way. So yung tao, kinukumpara yung katapangan niya doon sa lion. And then on the second one, her expression was as cold as ice. So, the expression of a person is being compared with a cold ice. So, ibig sabihin, so, you read between the lines, di ba? So, what if the expression of a person is the same with a cold ice? So, ano ba pa ganun, di ba? So, come to think of it. And then, alliteration. So, when I handled creative teaching, creative writing, I'm so sorry. So, this topic about alliteration was discussed. Okay. So, kaya tanda ko rin to. Okay. Aside from it, it's being included in figures of speech. So, when we say alliteration, ang dali-dali rin itong tandaan. Okay. When we say alliteration, so it is consist of words or series of words that have the same consonant sound at the beginning. So, di ba, you just going to look at the beginning or the initial sound. Okay. So here, we're going to look at the first statement. Alin ba yung may magkakapareho ang initial sound? So we do have cook, k. Okay. So it all starts with C. Diba? So what is the sound of C? Okay. Diba? So yeah, the essence of phonics, diba? Or phonetics. Okay, the sound of the initial sound. Okay? And then, ito, pareho naman kasi sila. They have the same word. So ito. Pareho ng word which is good. Isang word yun, good. So it starts with chi, ga. So yun yung kanilang consonant sound. Meron pa ba? Okay, so I missed could. So it is as well began with letter C. How about the next one? Okay, so ito. So words which begin with S. What is the sound of S? Of course. So alam mo to ng mga B.Ed courses yung tinake, So, yeah. B.Ed course yung tinake, ayan. So, sound of S is S. Ayan. So, next one, onomatopoeia. So, ito. So, when you say onomatopoeia, so, it is being used to express sound. So, it involves use of words that imitate the sounds, okay, associated with an action or object referred to. Ayan. So, sound ha, sound. So, ang dali lang tandaan din, no? So, the buzzing bee. Okay? And then the other one, so, the stone hit the water with a splash. So, if you're going to hit the water, okay, if you're going to use a stone in hitting water, so ano ba yung sound no? So, when we say onomatopoeia, so something which creates sound or an action which creates sound. Ano po? So, yeah. Hyperbole. So, nung college ako, naririnig ko to. Sabi ko pa nga nun, hyperbole. So, di ba? Kasi minsan, if we are not that familiar with a word, so minsan, we tend to read it based on how we can understand it. So, pagkaunawa natin, di ba? Going back, so hyperbole, so it consists exaggeration. So, something is being exagged. Di ba? Exagge. Okay. It is the usage of exaggerated terms. Ayan. Using of exaggerated terms in order to emphasize or heighten. Ayan. So, just to give emphasis, okay, on the effect of something. Examples. She has got a pea-sized brain. Imagine how exaggerate, di ba? Kapag ganan. So, when it comes to brain, di ba alam naman natin na brain uh, is not pea-sized, di ba? So, hindi naman ganun kaliit. Grabe naman. So, ibig sabihin lang, okay, when we say exaggerated, di ba? Okay, a statement is used in an exaggerated manner kasi halimbawa, yung parang when it comes to brain, so when it comes to understanding of someone about something, so minsan, ganyan-ganyan, okay. So, ine-exage natin yung mga bagay-bagay. The second one, I have told you a million times not to touch my stuff. So, dito yung halimbawa, kapag galit na galit, kapag galit na galit na yung isang tao, ilang beses ko bang sinabi na sa'yo na ganito, ganyan? Ilang milyong beses ba? But sa tingin mo, 'di ba? Sa tingin ba natin makakabot ba naman into a million times yung pagsasabi? Of course not. So kaya nga exaggeration. Kaya nga something is being uttered in an exaggerated manner. So yun po. And that pertains to hyperbole. Ayan. Next, euphemism. Ayan. So ito naman, there is a substitution. Okay. Okay. So mild word is being used just to substitute to something that is more explicit or harsh when referring to something unfavorable or unpleasant. So we are using mild terms. We are using soft terms. Okay, just to avoid harm from others. Di ba minsan ganun tayo? Gumagamit tayo ng mga salita na kung saan para hindi masaktan yung kausap natin. Let's have the example. This mall has good facilities for differently abled people. So dito ang ginamit is differently abled. Diba? So if you're going to think of it, so it can be people with disabilities. Okay, those people who are handicapped. Okay, yung may mga kapansanan. And then, he passed away in his sleep. So, like this, di ba? So, not to make harsh or not to execute statement in a harsh manner. So, gumagamit tayo ng mga terminologies, okay, as a replacement or as an alternative. Ano? So, ayan po. Next, irony. When we say irony, it is referred as well as sarcasm. So, from the term itself, sarcasm. So, it can be sarcastic, diba? So, a statement can be delivered in a sarcastic way. Okay. It is a figure of speech in which the usage of words conveys the opposite of their literal meaning. So dito naman, even if it is used in a sarcastic way, nabulol na ako. Okay, pero yung meaning naman niya is opposite. It's not the literal meaning. These are often used in a humorous manner. So that's it. So, ayan. Let's have the example. Your hands are as clean as mud. Take a look here, di ba? Your hands are as clean as mud. So, can you imagine a mud? Have you seen a mud? Di ba? So, sasabihin sa'yo na ang kamay mo ay kasi linis ng mud. Ay, ano ba yung mud? Di ba alam naman natin na maputik naman yon. Okay, di ba? So, that can be the opposite. So, ibig sabihin, ang dumi ng kamay mo. But then, okay, in a humorous manner, so ayun, sinasabi natin, okay, the opposite side of it, di ba? So, ayun. And then the dinner you served was as hot as ice. Imagine, was as hot as ice. Imagine, di ba pag ice, alam naman natin na hindi naman siya hot. It is cold, of course. Diba? So, ayun. Okay po, next. Second to the last, which is anaphora. It is the repetition of a word or phrase at the start of several sentences or clauses. So, here are the examples. So, example of anaphora from I Have a Dream, okay, by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the second one is A Tale of Two Cities, okay, from Charles Dickens. So when I was doing or when I was constructing this slide decks, so I googled this speech of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream. So ipapakita ko sa inyo, ayan na po 'yon. So 'di ba, ang sabi nga kanina sa anaphora, repetition of a word or phrase. O alin ba dito yung nire-repeat? Which phrase is being repeated here? So makikita ninyo, 'di ba? So ito po yung repeated phrase. So let freedom ring from the. Ayan. Let freedom ring from the. Let freedom ring from the. Let freedom ring from the. So, that is an example of anaphora. The other one that I searched, okay, when I was constructing this slide deck is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. So let us look. Let us look for the repeated terms or for the repeated phrase. It was the. It was the. It was the. It was the. Okay? Have you seen it, guys? It was the. Ayan. It was the. It was the. Ayan. So, it was the is repeatedly used on his A Tale of Two Cities. Ayan. So, kita nyo po ba? Ayan. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, diba? We were. So, marami dito sa article or piece ni Charles Dickens. We were. Okay. So, I think that's it. So, ayun po. So, when we say repetition of phrase or terms, so, what do you call that type of figure of speech? That is anaphora. Now, let's have the last one. Apostrophe. So, it is a figure of speech which addresses the subject that is not present in the word. In this case, the object is absent or inanimate. So you are referring to something which is absent. Okay, so of course, presence cannot be felt, diba? Kapag ganito. Ito, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So, Absent. Okay, the object is absent or inanimate. Ayan. Inanimate. Okay. Okay. Not present. So, ayan po yung example. And then, welcome, oh life. Okay. So, for example, you're just telling, welcome, oh life. This is life. This is my life. Hindi. Okay lang po. Kidding aside, so yun po, yung apostrophe. Diba? You're referring to something or the subject is not present. Okay. Let's have question number 4. So this is the same with the previous one, which is a follow-up question of what we discussed a while ago. So, of course, I think I prepared 2 follow-up questions concerning figures of speech. But I don't know. Pero parang ganun yung ginawa ko. Ano? So, I will read the question. What figure of speech is used in the line below? I heard chirping of crickets when I went out last night. What figure of speech is used in the line below? I heard chirping of crickets when I went out last night. A. Onomatopoeia. B. Apostrophe. C. Hyperbole. D. Metaphor. So you have to look for the keyword as I advised you earlier. Tingnan natin yung keyword. So sige. So you can answer now. Here is the timer. I will set the timer. There you have it. Okay po. Okay, time is up. What figure of speech is used in the line below? I heard chirping of crickets when I went out last night. So what is your answer? Okay. The correct answer is letter A, onomatopoeia. So alin ba yung keyword dito? Chirping. Diba? Chirping of crickets. Ayan. So, of course, when crickets chirp, so it can create sound. Diba? Kasi when we say onomatopoeia, diba, it can be an action, it can be an object, an animal which creates, diba? An object or an animal which creates sound. Ayan. Next question number 5. What figure of speech is used in the line? In the line below. Sorry, so it should be line. Diba? Line lang po yun. So cross out natin yung S dito. Ayan, cross out natin siya. Ayun. Cross out. In the line below. Your message is the same with crystal clear water in the muddy puddle. Imagine, muddy puddle, but then there is a phrase, crystal clear water. Again, what figure of speech is used in the line below? Your message is the same with crystal clear water in the muddy puddle. So itong muddy puddle kasi nakiririnig ko to dun sa pinapanood sa YouTube nung anak ko. Ano? So ayan. A, simile. B, euphemism. C, personification. D, irony. Your time starts now. Okay? I will reveal now the question. So, kanina medyo nagbibigay na ako ng hint, no? Okay? The answer is irony. Ayan. So, di ba, when we say irony, if you will go back with what we discussed a while ago, so you are telling something in a sarcastic way, but the meaning is opposite. Okay, but the meaning is not literal. Okay? Next, another topic or another question for another topic. Number 6, which language subsystem is focused on vocabulary, vocabs? A, semantics, B, syntactic, C, phonology, D, pragmatics. A, semantics, B, syntactic, C, phonology, D, pragmatics. Your timer starts now. So what is your answer here? Ano ba yung sagot niyo dito? So sige nga. So the answer is letter A, semantics. So paano ba naging semantics yung sagot dito? So let us discuss, okay, this topic concerning language subsystems. All right. Okay. So we do have several language subsystems, and first of it is phonetics. So when we say phonetics, it pertains to sounds of a human speech, including their physiological production, acoustic properties, auditory perception, and neurophysiological status. So meaning to say when we say phonetics, okay, that is an innate sound. Okay? Yung innate sound sa tao, di ba? When the baby was born, di ba? So, he or she can create sound. So, that can be considered as phonetics. The second one, phonology. So, it is the use of sound. So, from nature, it can be said as nature versus nurture. Okay, when we say nature, that is innate. Automatically, that is innate. And when we say nurture, matic, it is being what? Enhanced. It is being developed. Okay? Use of sound to encode meaning in any spoken language or human language. So meaning to say, for example, in speaking, di ba? As the baby grows, so mapapansin natin yung development when it comes to speaking. Di ba? When it comes to use of language. Di ba? So, as time passes by, natututunan nilang magsalita ng ayos. So, that is phonology. So, meaning to say, phonetics and phonology are associated with one another. They can go together. Because of what keyword? Because of the term sound. Okay? Let's have the third one. Morphology. So it is the structure of meaningful units. Okay. Meaningful units of a language, such as words and affixes. Okay? Units of language which can be referred to words and affixes. So when we say affixes, what can be the examples? Ano ba yung mga examples ng affixes natin? So we do have prefix, suffix, infix, circumfix. Okay? So those are the different examples of affixes. Diba? Affixes which can be what? Which can be combined with kaya affixes which can be combined with root word. Okay, to form another word. Now let's have the fourth one. Lexicology. It is the study of words. Okay, so when we say study of words, so meaning to say, it can be series of words with meaning. So saan ba tayo kalimitan nakakakita ng ganun? We can um, see those words with meanings in a dictionary, in thesaurus, Merriam, di ba? Yan yung sa search in Google. And at the same time in glossary, di ba? Yung sa book, if you can still remember, di ba? Before, whether it is an English book or Filipino book, dun sa likod, if I'm not mistaken, dun sa likod, yung sa latter part of a book, meron din yung glossary. Or in Tagalog, talahulugan. If I'm not mistaken, is that talahuluganan. Okay, na kung saan nandun yung meaning. There are listed words there with their counterpart meanings. Ano? Next, syntax. It refers to principles and rules for constructing phrases. Okay, it is merely about constructing of phrases, clauses, okay, and the like, and among others in human languages. Okay, and then ito yung sagot natin kanina. Semantics. It is the meaningful content of the words or of words, sentences, or other language elements. Okay. So meaning to say, okay, content of words. So the vocabs, sentences, or other language elements. Okay? Diba, kanina, we do have the lexicology on how you're going to study the meaning of words. And then, the previous one is syntax. And then now, okay, it is about vocabs. Diba? Okay? How are you going to give the meaning of words? Okay? Through different ways. Diba? We do have contextual clues. Ano pa? Wherein you can get the meaning of the word. You can unlock difficulties. Okay? Through or on how the word is being used in the sentence. Ayan. And then, pragmatics. It means the ways in which context contributes, okay, to meaning in natural language use. So it can be associated with the previous one, diba? How the term is being used, how the term is utilized in a certain state. Okay? Okay. So yeah. Now let's have a follow-up question concerning the language subsystems. Which language subsystem involves glossary? Parang binanggit ko ito kanina. Which language subsystem involves glossary? A, syntax, B, lexicology, C, phonetics, D, morphology. I'll repeat. Which language subsystem involves glossary? A, syntax, B, lexicology, C, phonetics, D, morphology. You can answer now. So, tingnan natin yung sagot. Ito, nasabi ko na to kanina Parang binanggit ko to, if I'm not mistaken. Ano. So, what is your answer? So, siguro tama na dito. Yung magkaka-encounter ng question na to, so tama na sila. For sure. If napanood nila yung discussion about the language subsystems. The answer is lexicology. Okay. So, it is one way, di ba? We do have lexicon. Lexicon wherein it can be a way on how, for example, a student can learn the meaning of a word or words. So it can be through glossary, thesaurus, Merriam-Webster, and other types or other kinds of dictionaries out there. Okay, so ayun po. Next, number 8. So this is another question. For, of course, another topic. Which type of reading is choral reading? A, shared. B, guided. C, body. D, reading aloud. Which type of reading is choral reading? A, shared. B, guided. C, body. D, reading aloud. You can answer now. Thanks, Eli, sa appreciation. Salamat sa pag-support or salamat sa pakiki-review sa akin ngayong hapon. Pero, okay. So, tama, Elise. The answer is reading aloud. Ayan. So, reading aloud po yung tamang sagot. So, tama, Elise. Ayan. Pero mas maganda ka. Hindi naman ako maganda. Thank you. Okay, so ayan po. So when we say reading aloud, so usually this is one of the strategies that it's being used by a teacher. Just to boost the confidence of the learners. Kasi minsan, alam niyo po ba, meron kasing pagkakataon na even if they are in the same level, when it comes to reading, hindi sila pare-pareho. When it comes to reading ability or reading level, hindi magkakapareho yung mga bata. So, choral reading is one of the strategies, one of the techniques, okay, of the teacher. So ayan. So when we say choral reading, is reading aloud in unison with a whole class or group of students. So syempre, kapag halimbawa you join two learners with different reading ability or reading abilities or reading levels, so matik, makakasabay yung isa. Makakasabay yung medyo average or medyo slow doon sa fast. Diba? It is a literacy technique. That helps students build their fluency. Ayan. Okay? And then self-confidence and motivation in reading. So through this particular strategy, so a student can boost, okay, or the confidence or self-confidence of a student can be boosted. Okay. Tayo kasing mga guro, we are here or we are there for our students to help them, not to lower their to lower their self-confidence. Tayo ang nagbo-boost sa kanila. Tayo ang tumutulong sa kanila na to grow. Okay? We are making them. Diba? We are making them and we are not there to break them. Okay po? During choral reading, a student or group of students reads a passage together with or without a teacher. So kapag kasi ganito yung setup, kapag choral reading kasi, once the learners are tasked, diba? The learners are tasked by the teacher to do this kind of reading. So matik, kahit halimbawa umalis, mag-leave yung teacher for a while, diba? Dun sa classroom, so tuloy-tuloy yun. Kasi since confidence is boosted, diba? At saka mayroong mga leader or may mga maglilid na mas magagaling na bata or magagaling na estudyante. So, the flow of that particular reading can be continued. Okay po? So, ayan. Choral reading can be done individually, in small groups, or as a whole class. So, ayun po. So, meaning to say, it is more on what? It is more on reading aloud. So kapag reading aloud kasi, talagang mapipilitan yung bata na slow, for example, sorry for the term, na sumabay or makisabay. Kesa yung Kapag halimbawa, pababasahin lang ni teacher one-on-one, di ba? Yung one-on-one lang. Minsan kasi may pagkakataon na halimbawa kapag choral reading, so babasa. So for example, there is an assigned group. Tapos, after the choral reading, so yun namang halimbawa, yung isang bata na medyo slow, sorry for the term, yung isang bata na medyo slow or struggling reader, shall I say. So, yun yung parang, oh, sige, parang bibigyan ng chance to read. Yung mga pagkakataon na gano'n. At least, motivated ng bata. At least parang yung confidence niya, or confident na siya na bumasa, or confident na siya na magbasa. Or ulitin yung binabasa. Okay? Next, number 9. Which question falls under the literal comprehension level? A. Do you agree with the horse when it said that it is to be what you are, or who you are? B. In the story, who is short? C. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being tall and short? D. Why is it good to be short? I'll repeat the question. Which question falls under the literal comprehension level? A. Do you agree with the horse when it said that it is to be what you are? B. In the story, who is short? C. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being tall and short? And D. Why is it good to be short? You can answer. Here's the timer. You can answer now. Okay. So what is your answer? Okay, so I will reveal now the answer. The answer is letter B in the story, who is short. So now let's have a discussion concerning the levels of comprehension. So we do have three levels of comprehension, So ayan. Number 1, literal level. Number 2, inferential level. Number 3, evaluative level. So, ano ba pag sinabi nating literal? So, it is simply what the text says and what actually happens in the story. So, the answer is right there. For example, this is the selection somatic. You can easily get the answer from the text itself. Okay? So, this is a very important level of understanding. Okay. So, primarily, so you have to hone your literal level of comprehension for you to move on to the next level. Diba? So, kasi nga, it can be served as the foundation for more advanced comprehension. Okay? So it focuses on reading the passages, hearing the words, or viewing the images. It involves identifying the important and essential information. With guidance, students can distinguish between the important and less important ideas. So when we say literal, from the term itself, literal, so the answer is that. You can easily get the answer from the story, for example, from a piece. Okay. Another meaning. So when we say literal comprehension, understanding of the straightforward meaning of the text. Okay, so it can be merely a recalling of facts, okay, di ba? Vocabs, dates, ayan. So yung mga nandun lang din yung sagot mo. No more, no less. Questions of literal comprehension can be answered directly. Of course, kasi nga nandun nga yung sagot eh. The teacher often Check, but may number 8 dito. Check on literal comprehension first to make sure that that their students have understood the basic or surface meaning of the text. Kaya nga, di ba, if there is a selection, for example, so we do have noting details. When you say noting details, so questions are made, okay? Questions made, okay, which require, di ba? Questions made are required literal answers. So, nandoon din yung sagot. Example, how many types of comprehension do the authors discuss? So, automatic, you will just, or the students will just look for the types of comprehension that is being discussed by the author, or types of comprehension that are being discussed by the author. So, nandun lang din yung sagot niya. Moving on to the next level, so this is a bit higher than the first one, which is inferential level. Kanina nga sinabi, it is important that a student knows, di ba? A student knows the first level, which is literal. So, facts must be memorized, di ba? In level number 1. Here, from the term inferential, so inference, di ba? From the term itself, so inference, di ba? So it involves determining what the text means. So comprehension can be injected here. So pasok na dyan yung comprehension mo. Pasok na dyan on how the students understand, di ba? How the students understand the lesson or understand the topic being discussed, you know? So, determining inferential meaning requires to think about the text. Ayan. So, reading between the lines is important here, di ba? And draw a conclusion. Okay? Using of inference. Ayan. The focus shifts to reading between the lines. Ayan, yun na nga yun. Okay? Looking at what is implied by the material under study. So, there must be an understanding. So, the students must know how to comprehend the statement or a particular statement or selection, diba? It requires the students to combine pieces of information in order to make inferences. So how can a student can make inference? So out from what he knew from the first level, syempre. Dapat kasi alam. So, level 1 kasi can be considered as the prior knowledge or the background knowledge of the student bago ka makapag-arrive dun sa second level, di ba? Guiding students to recognize this, perceives the relationships, promotes understanding, and decreases the risk of being overwhelmed by the complexities of the text being viewed, heard, or read. Another meaning. So making inferences involves more than a literal understanding. Of course, kaya nga siya yung nasa second level, di ba? So it is a bit higher as what I said. So students may initially have a difficult time answering inference questions because the answers are based on material that is in the text but not explicitly stated. Of course, kasi when the answer is explicitly stated, so it is not inferential, but it is literal. An inference involves students combining their literal understanding of the text with their own knowledge and intuitions. So based on their literal understanding about the text, so they can arrive or they can give, diba? They can give inferences about it. Diba? Base sa kanilang pagkaintindi or base dun sa nalaman nila, base dun sa kanilang nabasa na selection. So, ano yung pagkakaintindi nila doon? Example, ito yung question. No? Are the authors of this article experienced language teachers? So, di ba? Paano mo masasabi na yung mga authors, if the authors are experienced language teachers? Di ba? So, you cannot tell unless you understand the whole selection. Diba? You can give your own conclusion. You can give your own opinion concerning it kung naintindihan mo yung selection muna. Okay? So, I think it is better to read and understand first the selection. Yung literal meaning literal essence of the selection dapat alam ng bata. Para when it comes to second level, kaya rin niyang masagot yung mga questions which are interconnected with the selection itself. Next, the third one. So ito yung highest level ano. So, ayan, dito the students must know how to analyze, synthesize information, and how to apply to other information. So, the students here must know how to scrutinize, or from the term itself, evaluate, di ba? Alam nila paano mag-evaluate. Okay? Noong, for example, evaluate of the whole story, for example. You know? Understanding at the literal and interpretive levels are combined. Okay. Alam mo na yung literal essence, inferential essence, and now, of course, kaya mo rin yung third level, which is evaluative level. Okay, dito kasi, critical thinking, okay, can be injected. Okay, you have to think critically. Okay, ayan, critical level, okay, draw insights, express opinions, okay, fresh ideas. Guiding students through the applied level shows them how to synthesize information, to read between the lines, okay, so, deeper aspect, okay, when it comes to reading between the lines, when it comes to giving or expressing opinions, okay, deeper understanding of the concepts, principles, and implications presented in the text. Okay, di ba? If you're going to give, for example, if you're going to give the ending, if you will be the author of the story, how this selection will end. Okay, so parang ganun, di ba? Yung, kung ikaw, sa'yo, kung on your part, if you will be the author, paano mo siya bibigyan ng ending? Okay, so, yeah, di ba? You have to create new idea out from the previous statement that is being presented, for example. Next, meaning. Evaluation, of course, nabanggit ko na to kanina. So, evaluation requires the learner to give a global or comprehensive judgment about some aspect of the text. For example, a comprehension question that requires the reader to give an evaluation of this article is, how will the information in this article be useful to you? So, paano ba? So, mag-iisip yung bata. How this can be useful. Diba? In order to answer this type of question, students must use both a literal understanding of the text, ayan, so dapat may background knowledge, and their knowledge of the text topic and our related issues. So for the learners or for the students to attain, okay, and be said that they are, diba, in evaluative level. So dapat they know what literal and inferential levels mean. Okay? So, dapat alam nila. Okay? Follow-up question, last question. Among the questions below, which associates with critical comprehension level? Among the questions below, which associates with critical comprehension level. So, when we say critical, alin bang level yon? So, evaluative, no? Okay. A, as stated, do you agree with their contentions? B, why is it needed to review as early as possible? C, based on the results presented, what is the main reason of low passing rate? D, do you believe that passing is the key to success? I'll repeat the question. Among the questions below, which associates with critical comprehension level? A, as stated, do you agree with their contentions? B, why is it needed to review as early as possible? C, based on the results presented, what is the main reason of low passing rate? D, do you believe that passing is the key to success? There is the timer. You can answer now. What is your answer, Elise? Neng, anong sagot mo? Number 10. Ilang oras na? 6:05 na. Number 10 ni Neng, anong sagot mo? Elise? Okay, so I will reveal the question. I will reveal, of course, the answer. So the question is already flashed, no? So ayan. But before that, basahin ko ulit. Among the questions below, which associates with critical comprehension level or evaluative comprehension level? A, as stated, do you agree with their contentions? B, why is it needed to review as early as possible? C, based on the results presented, what is the main reason of low passing rate? And D, do you believe that passing is the key to success? So the answer is, okay, tama Elise. The answer is letter B. Why is it needed to review as early as possible? So, diba, you will let, if this is the kind of question, if you are going to categorize its question, you will let your, for example, your students to think, bakit nga ba? So, based on those options, so mapapansin mo na among all of those questions, letter B yung hats question. Diba? A question with higher order thinking skills or a question which requires higher order thinking skills. Diba? Bakit ba? Kasi yung una, diba, as stated, nag-a-agree ka ba with their contentions? So, it can be inferential, di ba? Yung letter C naman, based on the results presented, what is the main reason of low passing rate? So, there is a source, di ba? There is a particular source kung bakit nasabi yung letter C. So, meaning to say, the answer is right there. The answer is actually stated or being stated, for example, in a statement. And then letter D, do you believe that passing is the key to success? So, di ba? Okay, it can be associated with letter A. Iisip ka based on your inference. So masasabi mo ba na, okay, that passing, for example, passing the late is the key to success. So, it depends on you based on your inference. Okay? So, the answer is letter B. So, tama, Elise. Na ang hirap sagutin mo. Okay, so it depends, ano? Depende po kasi sa tao. Pero as much as possible kasi if you will be taking an examination, so kailangan talaga yung preparation na you have to have a rigid preparation. You have to review in a rigid manner talaga. Kasi at least you have the weapon. So what might be the result? So you don't have regrets. Ano, kung kung lumabas man yung result, be it positive or negative, so wala kang regrets eh. Kapag halimbawa, alam mo sa sarili mo na nag-review ka ng ayos and at the same time, syempre naniniwala ka dun sa nasa taas na He will bless you, di ba? He will bless you. Kung talagang time or ibibigay niya sa'yo talaga yon kung talagang time, kaya yung time na yun is for you. So, ganun lang naman. Pero ang the best thing talaga na magagawa kapag ganito na ikaw ay examinee or taker, di ba? So, kailangan talaga yung review ay rigid dapat. Dapat mag-review talaga ng mas maaga. Dapat mag-review ng maayos. Ano, hindi yung kapag naisipan lang saka lang magbabasa, so hindi dapat ganun. Ano po? So, ayan. Okay, so sana po ay may natutunan kayo dito sa aking online review na ito. So, maraming salamat. Neng Eliz, maraming salamat. Okay, so sa pag-tune in. Pag-tune in. Ayan, so Doon sa mga makakapanood nito in the future, so sana po ay makatulong po ito sa inyo. Ayan, so at I am hoping and praying na kayo ay pumasa. Kung kukuha man kayo ng LET sa darating na October, so sana ay ang pagpasa ay sumain yung lahat. Ano? So ayun po. Ayan. So maraming salamat. Thank you din po. Thank you, Ma'am Eliz. Ayan. Nawala ang iyong kapartner, nawala si April. Ayan. Pero katulad po ng lagi ko namang nababanggit din before, I don't know kung nabanggit ko ba. So meron man pong nakikisabay sa akin sa review or wala, ito naman mapapanood nyo rin. Pero lagi po ang aking pasasalamat doon sa mga nakikisabay, okay, during the live review. So maraming salamat po sa inyo. So ayan. So ayan. So maraming salamat Ineng. So ayan, salamat sa pagtutok dito sa aking live review. So I think I need to cut this broadcast. So Diyos ko ma'am, ang ligalig. I see ya. Okay, pwede mo naman ining balikan. Pwede mong balikan. Namamlansya po ng uniform ang okay siya. Okay, kaya pala. Okay, so ayun po. So maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. So let us hope for the best. So ayun po. Maraming salamat. Neng, bye! Bye! I will end this broadcast. Thank you so much.